So, what do you think? How much of ourselves must we give up to help a friend in need? Hello everyone, my name is Rajbir Dhillon. I am the full-time student of Trobe University doing Masters of Public Health and Masters of Health Administration. My student ID is 18565406. I am going to present a review of a book which I have read, and this falls under the subject of Social and Cultural Perspectives of Public Health. The name of the book which I have read is The Spare Room. It's a book written by Garner Helen. It is the first fiction in her 16 years of writings. This book is told from the first person perspective of a woman who is the author, and she lives in Melbourne. This text is all about how a woman cares and nurses her friend who comes to stay with her during her last stage of bowel cancer. The whole scene is complicated when her friend Nicola arrives far sicker than expected, and her stay stretches into a month of bogus treatment. So, this text is explaining all the emotional and social support being given to the person who really needs it at the most difficult times of her life. She wrote this text to share her experience and her capability of caring someone which was not planned and expected. The core issues in the text are the understanding of the last stage of cancer and the side effects of chemotherapy. Nicola is so much optimistic about her treatment that her confidence scares Helen, as she thinks that her friend Nicola doesn't know the reality that she is going to die soon, or she doesn't want to accept it. So, Helen is in big confusion. Even according to her, the clinic was not giving appropriate treatment to her friend, as was not told about the truth of the death. So she was in illusion of getting better, but unfortunately it was the opposite. So Helen is trying to make Nicola understand that her doctor was not appropriate and was not bothered about her pain, even as she was not given any painkillers. Even both the friends have an argument several times, just based on the capability of the doctor. Even when Nicola was taken to home by the doctor, the author had an argument with him regarding Nicola's treatment and his frequent vacations out of the country. She even asked him if she can report any higher authority. So, she wanted to do anything for her friend, even wanted to go against the policies of the treatment. So in both the issues which the text has described, the author, she tries to prove the reality. When critically analyzed, it's clear that if Nicola's diagnosis was done correctly before, then her treatment would be in some other way. Social life, especially for a critical ill patient, is the most important aspect of life. They need someone for the emotional support as they are at the last stage of life. They cannot be left alone to die. Now, on the aspect of public health and social issues, it is seen, and even I feel, that people's understanding about the cancer treatment is not appropriate. They are going through the treatment but not exactly knowing what is being done. So awareness of the treatment is not there, which may complicate the situation. As we have seen in the text also, there is an evidence of inappropriate treatment that Nicola, after taking such a high dose of chemotherapy and bearing its severe side effects, she comes to know at the end that she had some serious issue with her spine. Her tumor was spread into her spine. So, it means she was not diagnosed properly earlier. And now, as ultimately she did not get enough time for the treatment, she died. Therefore, I think we need to think on some important aspects of cancer treatment. For example, are we really supporting the people with cancer correctly? Is the palliative care done accurately? Is the treatment being followed by the correct diagnosis? Or do we need to consider this aspect of cancer more strongly? So overall, if I analyze this text, I think it is all about palliative care. So what's palliative care? With the life-threatening illnesses, it is difficult for the family to deal with such a difficult time. Palliative care is based on the needs and can commence once it becomes apparent that cure is not at all possible. So even if cure is not possible, appropriate treatment and support may manage the symptoms and the course of disease. Henceforth, it's an approach that improves the quality of life of patients and their families facing the problems associated with life-threatening illnesses. Palliative care is that part of healthcare provided to people who have progressing illnesses that will lead to death. Cure is no longer the aim of the treatment. Instead, maintaining the best quality of life possible becomes the priority. Managing symptoms is an important part of palliative care. It addresses physical symptoms such as pain, nausea, as well as helping with emotional, spiritual, and social needs. So I believe that this book is an eye-opener for all of us. And even I think it motivates us to think on the social aspect related to cancer treatment. We need to think strongly that people must be aware about the progress of cancer, its treatment, palliative care, and most importantly, social support required to them. This book is written by the author not just to share her experience, but to make the society believe and understand all the aspects of life of a cancer patient. Just diagnosing a person for cancer is not an important aspect, but managing the life of that person and to give it the quality to the life which he deserves. People must never leave their family members to die alone. Instead, add more life into their remaining life. The way the author prepares her spare room for her friend and how she nurses her by leaving all her important works behind is clearly giving the idea, because she believed that her company was the most important requirement for her friend in that complicated times of her life. In the same manner, I believe if every person understands the feelings and loneliness of cancer patient, then we can add a lot to the society. This book is worth readable and I highly recommend you to read it once. Thanks for watching it, and these are the references I have used.